Alright guys, and welcome back to the Little Lawn Gaming Channel. Today we have Season 3 of the Bugatti series on F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. Going into this third season, Bugatti are near the bottom of the rankings. I think we've actually got the worst car as things stand. We are going into this season with a Ferrari engine, and Callum Ilott will remain, but it is his last season if he doesn't start to beat Valentino Rossi. In terms of driver changes, Fernando Alonso has left Alpine and he's been replaced by Guan Yu Zhou. How will Guan Yu Zhou do it in his first season? Let's find out and head to Bahrain. So as we head into Bahrain, we're not expecting to see any of the Bugatti boys really, I think, this season, maybe even next, but after that the car really should start turning up and hopefully they'll be heading towards the points. Lewis Hamilton, though, did pick up the victory in Bahrain on the opening race of the season. Verstappen came second, Bottas third, Perez fourth, Leclerc fifth, Norris sixth, Sainz seventh, Gasly eighth, Ricciardo ninth, and Schumacher got the point in 10th. And at race weekend number 2 in Imola, it's a 1-2 for Mercedes. Bottas wins, Hamilton second, Verstappen third, Perez fourth, Gasly fifth, Leclerc sixth, Norris seventh, Sainz eighth, Schumacher ninth, and Ricciardo was 10th. Zhou just missed out on his first point. But the reigning champion fights back in Portugal as Max Verstappen wins, Bottas second, Leclerc third, Hamilton fourth, Perez fifth, Gasly sixth, Schumacher seventh, Sainz eighth, Ricciardo ninth, and Norris rounds off a disappointing weekend for McLaren in 10th. And that one race win seems to have opened the floodgates as Verstappen makes it back-to-back victories in Spain, Hamilton second, Bottas third, Perez fourth, struggling to match his teammate at the moment. Sainz was fifth, Leclerc sixth, Gasly and Schumacher were 7th and 8th, and the McLarens once again 9th and 10th. And it's a hat-trick of victories for Verstappen in Monaco. Bottas once again in 2nd place, Perez got on the podium for his teammate in 3rd, Leclerc and Sainz 4th and 5th, and Hamilton in very disappointing 6th place finish. Gasly 7th, Norris and Ricciardo 8th and 9th, and Schumacher finished 10th. We may as well just write the season off now. Max Verstappen, top of the pole once again in Azerbaijan. Gasly with a cracking 2nd place finish. Bottas and Hamilton 3rd and 4th. Perez all the way down in 5th. Ricciardo 6th. Schumacher 7th. Leclerc 8th. Norris 9th. And George Russell picked up his first point of the season in 10th. And in Canada, it's race victory number 5 on the bounce for Max Verstappen. Pierre Gasly once again finishing in 2nd place. Bottas and Hamilton 3rd and 4th. Perez 5th. Sainz 6th. Norris and Ricciardo 7th and 8th, doing well for McLaren. Russell improves on last weekend by finishing in 9th. And Esteban Ocon got his first points of the season for Alpine. And that means after 7 races in the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen leads Valtteri Bottas by 39 points. Lewis Hamilton a little bit down. And then it's Sergio Perez in 4th. Gasly is 5th. Leclerc 6th. Sainz 7th. Norris 8th. Ricciardo 9th. Mick Schumacher 10th. George Russell 11th. And Ocon, the only other driver to score, in 12th. We may not have been able to see the Bugatti boys on the Drivers' Championship, but in the Constructors, they are 10th, just above Haas, and a little ways down the road from Williams and Alfa Romeo, who have proven to be better cars this season. However, it is Red Bull leading the championship, 15 points ahead of Mercedes, Ferrari 3rd, Alfa Tauri 4th, McLaren 5th, Aston Martin 6th, and Alpine have a single point in 7th. It's number 6 for Verstappen in France as he wins. Perez made it a 1-2 for Red Bull in 2nd. Charles Leclerc got onto the podium for Ferrari, and Pierre Gasly managed to finish 4th ahead of the Mercedes. Hamilton and Bottas 5th and 6th. Very disappointing weekend for the team. Sainz 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Norris 9th, and Russell once again picking up a point in 10th. And on their home track, Red Bull got a 1-2 and Max Verstappen got race victory 7 on the bounce. Perez 2nd, Leclerc 3rd, Bottas and Hamilton 4th and 5th, Gasly 6th, Ricciardo 7th, Norris 8th, Sainz 9th, and Schumacher once again in the points in 10th. There's not many times I'll sit down and say you have to bow down to a driver. But 8 race victories on the trot for Max Verstappen. He is dominant. Hamilton 2nd, Gasly 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Norris 5th, Schumacher 6th, Perez 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Sainz 9th, and Ocon once again picking up a point for Alpine in 10th. And headed into the mid-season break, well, he's done it again, hasn't he? Max Verstappen once again goes into the mid-season break, 9 victories on the bounce. Perez made it a 1-2 for Red Bull. Ferrari managing to get 3rd and 4th, Leclerc making the podium. Gasly 5th, Bottas and Hamilton very disappointing once again for Mercedes in 6th and 7th. Schumacher 8th, Ricciardo 9th, and Guan Yu Zhou, the only transfer in the summer, has picked up his first point in Formula 1 for Alpine. Great times for him. Let's hope he can kick on second half of the season. Did anybody ask for 10 wins on the bounce? Well, Max Verstappen manages it in Belgium. The biggest shock though, AlphaTauri both getting on the podium. Gasly in 2nd and Schumacher with his first podium in Formula 1 in 3rd. Perez 4th, Hamilton 5th, Sainz 6th, Leclerc 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Bottas all the way down in 9th, and Ocon once again in the points for Alpine. Well, he wasn't going to lose his home Grand Prix in the form he's in. 11 wins on the bounce for Max Verstappen, Pierre Gasly 2nd, Sainz and Leclerc 3rd and 4th, Schumacher up in 5th, fantastic from him. Bottas and Hamilton, that Mercedes car is not what it used to be, 6th and 7th, Norris 8th, Ricciardo 9th, and Williams pick up a point, Antonio Giovinazzi in 10th. I'm actually starting to lose count at this point. In Italy, it's Max Verstappen again, Lewis Hamilton 2nd, Leclerc 3rd, Ricciardo in a cracking weekend for him in 4th, Gasly 5th, Norris 6th, Bottas 7th, Schumacher 8th, Sainz 9th, and George Russell once again picking up a point in 10th. Well, I've got a question, a bet shall we say. Will Max Verstappen lose another race this season? I don't think he will. He's won again in Russia. It's race victory, I think 13 on the bounce. Gasly 2nd, Leclerc 3rd, Norris 4th, Hamilton 5th, Schumacher 6th, Ricciardo 7th, Sainz 8th, Perez 9th, Russell 10th. It's a bit of a shame Bugatti haven't managed to get in the top 14 yet this season. Don't think they will now if I'm honest, but we can hold out hope. And in the Drivers' Championship, Max Verstappen absolutely dominant as you'd expect. 176 points ahead of Lewis Hamilton in 2nd. Pierre Gasly is 3rd. Bottas 4th. Leclerc 5th. Perez 6th. Sainz 7th. Schumacher 8th. Norris 9th. Ricciardo 10th. Russell 11th. Ocon 12th. And Guan Yu Zhou and Antonio Giovinazzi share a point in 13th and 14th. And in the Constructors, Bugatti still just ahead of Haas, and Red Bull lead the championship now by 164 points from Mercedes. Ferrari are 3rd, battling out for AlphaTauri. McLaren on their own in 5th. Aston Martin, Alpine and Williams all battling out for 6th, 7th and 8th. Alfa Romeo, Bugatti and Haas all yet to score. It's all over in Singapore. Verstappen doesn't win. Pierre Gasly finishes top of the pile. Leclerc 2nd, Perez 3rd, Sainz 4th, Hamilton 5th, Bottas 6th, Russell as high as 7th, Schumacher 8th, and Norris and Ricciardo 9th and 10th. Verstappen failed to finish. But it's back to the status quo in Japan as Max Verstappen wins, Bottas 2nd, Gasly 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Schumacher 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Sainz 7th, Perez 8th, Norris 9th, and Russell in 10th. He really is the best driver on this year's game. Verstappen wins in America, Leclerc 2nd, Gasly 3rd, Schumacher 4th, Ricciardo 5th, Perez 6th, Bottas 7th, Sainz 8th, Russell 9th, and Stroll also managing to pick up a point for Aston Martin in 10th. And next up was the short trip to Mexico, where it's a 1-2 for Red Bull. Verstappen with the victory, Perez 2nd, Gasly 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Bottas 5th, Schumacher 6th, Norris 7th, Hamilton 8th, Russell 9th, and Ocon finished in 10th. And it is race victory number 17, I believe, for Max Verstappen in Brazil. Perez 2nd, making it a 1-2 for Red Bull. Ricciardo getting on the podium for McLaren. Bottas 4th, Gasly 5th, Hamilton 6th, Leclerc 7th, Norris 8th, Russell 9th, and Schumacher got the final point in 10th. And in the Drivers' Championship, Verstappen is 213 points ahead of anybody else. Gasly in 2nd, Leclerc 3rd, Bottas 4th, Perez 5th, Hamilton all the way down in 6th. He's dropped like a lead balloon. Sainz 7th, Schumacher 8th, Ricciardo 9th, Norris 10th, Russell 11th, Ocon 12th. and Stroll and Zhou are 13th and 14th. And in the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are 255 points ahead of Mercedes. AlphaTauri have opened a little bit of a gap over Ferrari. McLaren still sat on their own on 5th. Aston Martin 6th, having pulled away from the likes of Alpine and Williams in 7th and 8th. And the rest haven't yet scored. And as we go down under, Verstappen has failed to finish again, but this time it meant Sergio Perez, his teammate, picked up the victory. Gasly 2nd, Leclerc 3rd, Bottas 4th, Sainz 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Norris 7th, Russell 8th, Schumacher 9th, and Ocon was 10th. And Checo has made it back-to-back victories as he wins in Saudi Arabia. Verstappen made it a 1-2 for Red Bull. Hamilton got himself on the podium as well. Gasly 4th, Sainz 5th, Norris 6th, Bottas 7th, Leclerc 8th, Ricciardo 9th, and Schumacher got that final point for AlphaTauri. And in the final race of the season, a season completely dominated by Max Verstappen, it's only fitting that Max Verstappen wins. Pierre Gasly 2nd, Sainz 3rd, Perez 4th, Leclerc 5th, Schumacher 6th, Hamilton 7th, Norris 8th, Bottas 9th, and Russell managed to finish the season with not only the point for finishing 10th, but a point for the fastest lap. And in the drivers, Max Verstappen is the World Drivers' Champion with 517 points, 209 points ahead of anybody else. Pierre Gasly 2nd, Sergio Perez 3rd, Leclerc 4th, and you have to get down to 5th and 6th where you see Bottas and Hamilton of Mercedes, Sainz 7th, Schumacher 8th, Ricciardo 9th, Norris 10th, Russell 11th, Ocon 12th, Stroll 13th, and Zhou 14th. And in the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull are the champions, 797 points accumulated, 320 ahead of Mercedes. AlphaTauri almost caught them up in the end, Ferrari 4th, McLaren 5th, Aston Martin 6th, Alpine 7th, Williams 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th, and Bugatti just about ahead of Haas in 10th. And as we head out of the third season, as you can see, Bugatti a little way off all the other cars, but they are still better than Haas. However, it is Max Verstappen who is the Drivers' Champion this season. Red Bull, the Constructors' Champion this season. Can anyone battle with them? Can Bugatti deliver a car that can get them a little higher up and maybe onto the top 14 board? If you are enjoying the series, please do drop the video a like, give us a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.